Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and I remember going into work one day and seeing 11 people pack boxes and me thinking, hey guys, are you guys like switching offices? And they saying, hey Tommy, no, we got laid off slash fired. We're all gone. 11 people. And the scary thing wasn't that people basically got laid off, but the scary thing was that basically nobody was safe. People that were there for a few months, a few years, and someone that was there for over 15 years basically also got laid off for the benefit of the company. Now, I did notice one thing. A lot of people got promotions, and when I asked them, hey, are you happy about the promotion? They said, Tommy, I got promoted, but I'm doing the job of 3 people and I'm not getting paid 3 times the money. So more work for the promoters and a lot of people basically get laid off. That is not a pretty picture. Now in history, we always see that when things are happening and you are in it, you don't really know what's going on. So right now, what I see happening in the next few months is potentially what I call not the Great Resignation, when people basically quit their jobs, around like 4 million people, 11 million jobs available. No, it's gonna be like opposite day. The opposite thing. You flip that on his head. A lot of people looking for jobs, not being able to actually get them, and that is going to be a terrible, scary situation because you not only can't find a job, but people that have a job don't feel safe because they're also going to be laid off, okay? So in this video, I'll tell you exactly what to do, what's causing all this stuff, what you can personally do to secure yourself, and then lastly, what I see happening in the future as far as predictions. So, one piece of advice here. If you have a job right now and you're like, well, I want to quit to find a better job, or I want to quit to take some time off, or I want to quit because I want some, some benefits or whatever. The answer is, I always hear this quote in my head that says, one bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. And what I mean is, it's okay to look for another job, but it's a very stupid idea to go ahead and quit your current job when you don't have the other job, okay? My point is, stay at your job. Once you find the other job and you say, hey, I'm going to start in 2 weeks over there, everything's signed, you're accepted, then you put in your 2 weeks notice in that job and you move over and you maintain relationships and everything is done correctly. But if you quit your job, you might be surprised that when you try to come back, you might not find a job at all. And that's going to be pretty scary. So as always, guys, smash the like button, which sounds very strange for this very crazy video, but it does help the algorithm spread the news out there. And if you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified, because it's not always like scary stuff like this, but a lot of times it's me telling you how to make money and earn money and invest money and all the good stuff that kind of helps you not worry as much about this stuff. But this stuff is scary and you want to know exactly what's going on. So without further ado, guys, okay, the first part is I want to show you guys what I picture people writing down in the history books when it comes to describing this era of ours, okay? At least for the next decade and so on. What I see happening is we talk about, for example, well, these people had a global pandemic and they elected to shut down the economy on purpose. And in order to stop a recession, thus a depression eventually, they decided to go ahead and print a bunch of money. On top of that, the Fed went ahead and lowered the rates. Now, demand increased like crazy, artificially, of course, because no one's really working. So demand increased like crazy. So businesses said, hey, we have so much demand, not enough supply. The housing market also went bonkers. People are borrowing a bunch of money. So businesses went ahead and say, hey, we can increase our stock price too. People went ahead and said, hey, we can sell our homes for so much more money. People went ahead and say, hey, we can basically offer more money because we can just get so much cheap money out there by borrowing at cheap rates. So what happened is people started hiring like crazy. A lot of jobs basically went obsolete because, well, not obsolete, I shouldn't say that, because people basically just quit to get the benefits because they were actually motivated to stay at home, right? Because of the pandemic. So people quit available jobs, and then all the stuff happens in combination, and then what happens is this. Eventually, that cannot continue forever because that leads us to inflation and hyperinflation, and that's not what we want either. So when things start to subside, economy started to open back up, and basically the Fed raised the rates again. The answer is things had to slow down. So stock prices, they stopped going up, and then demand also stopped going as high. And you know what happens, guys, when a company says, hey, we don't have as many customers trying to buy the same goods anymore, and we have all of a sudden all of these employees here in this office that we hired to supply this demand that's not here anymore. They start to lay people off. That's what happens. People start to get fired. And by the way, fired is when it's your fault. Laid off is when it's their fault. And they basically just can't have you there anymore. That's what happens. The housing market slows down also because people see, hey, it becomes a lot more expensive to borrow money. So all the things start basically happening, but opposite. So people quit their jobs like crazy. But then if the amount of jobs available in the market go down and shrink, what do you have? A bunch of extra people that are in the market now that are going to be looking for jobs that basically can't find one. And you know, the crazy thing is that peak pandemic, peak job resignation, you know, you saw this massive thing where restaurants, they couldn't even afford to like open because they didn't have any employees. Like no one basically wanted to work. Like it got that crazy. And by the way, because of this entire thing, a lot of people got the chance to quit their jobs and go somewhere a lot more better and also start working from home. A lot of good things came from this whole like, you know, bad scenario. But here are some hints. That's entire like global, well, not just say global, I should say mass layoff is starting to happen. You're seeing big companies, okay, like Netflix and Tesla and a lot of tech companies out there, they're doing layoff, but not just layoffs, they're also doing hiring freezes. And that means, hey, we're laying our people off. And on top of that, we don't want any more new people because it's not looking too good, okay? And that's not a great thing because a business doesn't want a lot of expenses, especially when the economy slows down because they get scared about if we don't have any money coming in and we have a lot of money coming out, that spells up bankruptcy to us, okay? And things get very scary, not just for the individual, but also for the business. And if people stop borrowing a lot of money, then banks gotta be like, hey, there's not a lot of loans to actually make because people aren't borrowing because it's too expensive. The entire economy starts to slow down. That's what basically happens. And by the way, you might think, Tommy, I don't have a tech job. I don't have to worry about any stuff. But guys, you have mom and pop shops that hire more people because, by the way, it wasn't all mom and pop shops that basically just went bad. No, some of them actually grew and expanded, hired more people. But when things slow down, they got to fire those people too. Hospitals hired a bunch of people. Banks hired a bunch of people. Guess what? When demand slows down, and thankfully for the hospitals, right, you don't want to increase demand there because that's just an awful thing. But when those things do happen, though, people start to get laid off. People start to go. Jobs become scarce. And that's not what you want, but that's what might happen. Now, here are some predictions that I basically do have in the future. Now, what I see happening, guys, that is that a lot of companies, they're not going to notice this right now, right? They won't see it right now. But when it comes to in the next quarter or so, when people have to basically report their earnings and say, hey, here's how much money we actually earned, and their earnings are subpar or they're lower than expected, and the stock price starts to go down, they're going to instantly have to make even greater and greater cuts. And then don't forget just that, guys, okay? Because you have people that are basically being fired, laid off, okay? That's the word, laid off. But then you also have individuals, because remember, 72 to 74% of people between the age of 50 to 64, these people are still working. These people are still in the job market. And when you have these older folks that are working because they can't afford to retire, and then you also have the whole entire stock market going down because, hey, things are slowing down like crazy, what happens is special moment, okay? Because the people that are older that want to leave to retire to make space to the younger folks or whatever, they can't leave because they can't afford to. And on top of that, they have a problem with retirement because if the stock market goes down by half or 20% or 30% or even 10%, that means they don't have as much money as they thought for retirement, and now they're going to have to work for even much longer. So you have a hiring freeze for a lot longer, and you also have an is that a word? Inavailability of jobs, because the people that are there, they're not leaving, okay? And that can be a horrifying issue. Now, you might think this ends there because it's already scary, but it doesn't just end there. Because what I see also happening, and I have a smile on my face because I was just smile, because I rather give you bad news with a smile than give it to you with a very sad face to make you depressed, okay? But here's another very bad thing that came that looked good, but it's called the global workforce. And what that means is the pandemic showed companies that, hey, we can have people work from home and they are just as productive. And that's the great thing, right? Because we have individuals now that don't have to waste money on eating out anymore, transportation, all this stuff, great stuff, okay? But the global workforce also means that a company can say, hey, you guys remember like when we had like textile businesses, manufacturing business here in America, and all those companies moved over to China and to basically third world countries because, hey, we figured, hey, we can make these things for a lot cheaper prices over there and sell them over here for a profit. And a lot of those people, they got laid off. They lost their jobs because those jobs weren't here in America anymore. They went overseas. I sound like like somebody else while making this video, okay? But overall, that's what happened. Now, when a company figures out, hey, we have Paul, or we have Tommy, or we have Brenda, and we have whoever, okay, Tim, whoever. We have all these employees here, and they do great work here, but we can hire someone from India, from China, from Africa, from Europe. We can hire someone from outside of the US to do this exact same job, if not even better, for half the price, maybe even less than half the price. So now you have this whole global competition for work. So you have a limited amount of work already, more people that can basically work there, and then it's just you. And that's where things get very scary. But again, these are just predictions. And I hope I'm very wrong. And I hope that when the Fed increases rates again and companies do start making layoffs, but there are enough jobs out there, though, that people can just basically go right back to work and everything's fine. And the big problem is basically, hey, I just don't like my job because, again, okay, most people, I think over 70% of them say, hey, I don't like my job. So when you're given the opportunity to quit your job, find something better, or quit your job and make money from home off of benefits, people say, hey, I'm going to do this because I don't want to be there anyways. But what I see happening, and what I wish happens is you have people that have to go back to jobs they hate, than people that have to not find a job at all and start, okay, because that's not good. When you can't find a job, that's a problem. If you do something you hate for a while, that's fine. But not being able to get a job, that is horrifying. That is not what you want, because that means no income. So, Tommy, enough scary stuff here. What is the solution, and what can I do as an individual to help myself? Well, the very first thing is you got to go back to work as soon as possible, or you got to make your change moves as soon as possible. Because again, guys, as I told you, once these big companies start reporting their earnings and seeing, hey, we're not making as much money, and they start having to cut people off, well, people are going to be laid off. But those people, there's going to be like a stagnant period, because those people can basically have benefits for like 6 months or so, and they're going to be just fine and comfortable. But once those benefits end and they got to go out there and find a job because, hey, no money, no food, the answer is there's going to be a lot of competition out there. So if you are right now, not working, find a job right now. Get very excited about finding a job, because eventually it might get a lot more harder. And if you're in a job that you hate right now, and there are a lot of jobs available, you're like, well, it's always going to be like that, I'll have time to change a job. No. Take advantage right now and start searching for the job you actually want, because it might get harder to find it later on. And on top of that, also, make yourself more attractive as a hire. Okay, that means learn new skills in addition to the ones you know that make you a more valuable employee if you want to stick at the company for longer. You know, not everybody in the Great Depression 1929 got fired. Some people didn't get fired. Most people basically did, though. And most of those people, you know, they weren't like specialists and so on. Well, a lot of them were. It was just a terrible situation, okay? But it's less likely for you to get fired if you are a specialist, if you are a key component of the company. less likely. So make yourself undeniably needed in that company. That's my idea, especially if you love your job, okay? Now, other things you can do and should be doing. First of all, lower your cost of living. If you have many wants, if you have many expenses, life is going to be a lot harder. The key to success is to have very little wants because that way you don't need as much money. That's the secret, okay? But that's the idea. Lower your cost of living. Have a budget in place. Also start paying off your debt. And all these things are going to hold you back. You know, the worst thing is not just losing your job. The worst thing is losing your job and knowing that you have mortgage, car payments like crazy, a bunch of debts, and they're not going to stop knocking in your door. And then on top of that, you want to have an emergency account. You know, most people say 3 months is fine. I say 6 months to 12 months, okay? 12 months if your job is very kind of like risky in a sense where you don't really know if you're going to be there or not. But 6 months is like ideal for the average person with a job that's like, it's a good job, okay? I'm very unlikely to get fired, but 6 months is good. And when you have an emergency account, it gives you freedom while you're looking for a job out there because you know, hey, I don't have to get this job that I hate because I have 6 months to find me another job, okay? But once you hit the 3 month stretch, you kind of have to start looking for something, okay? And it's okay to take something you don't like as much while you find this thing you actually like as much. But again, don't quit until you get what you actually want to get. And then third, you want to start to have some savings, okay? Whether it's to buy something, whether it's to invest, because these things tend to create a lot of wealth building opportunities. Whenever the market goes down, people don't have jobs and all this other stuff, it smells like depression to me. And whenever depression happens, the recession happens, stock market goes down like crazy. And it kind of creates an opportunity for you to invest a lot of money at a massive discount, for you to buy a home also at a massive discount if it becomes, for example, a buyer's market and no longer a seller's market as it is right now. So all these things create opportunities for you. So having some cash to capitalize on it is going to be a great thing. So again, make yourself more valuable, have your emergency account, lower your cost of living, pay off your debt. All these things are important. And I have a full course like breaking all this stuff down from A to Z. So if you want to get that course at a discount, the link is down below. But me personally, the thing that helps me sleep at night the most is that I have this job here. And by the way, this job can be gone like this. But having, for example, no debt, having an emergency fund fully funded, having an investment account to give me enough passive income to actually live off of, and then having a paid off home, and then having good income, the answer is all these things make me sleep very well at night because I don't have a lot of things pulling me. And if things go wrong, well, I'm prepared for things to go very, very wrong. And this stuff, guys, is very hard. And that's where the majority of people will suffer when things get very hard. Because kind of like, I'd rather not suffer right now and just live kind of like obliviously. And when things get very bad, people are like, well, I wish I would have done that back then. So take advantage right now, make these changes. And by the way, if you want that course, the link is down below. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. Comment down below any questions. And when you comment down below job at the same time, okay? So job plus your comment. That way, I know you are a real person. That way, I know you made it all the way to this point of the video. And that way, I know you're not a robot, okay? Because it gets very annoying. So job is the keyword so I know exactly that you are a real person. And as always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. Up here is another video. Up here is my face. Click and subscribe for more content. And as always, long-term team officially out.